two, test 1 2 1 2. Okay. Alrighty, welcome friends. I am going to teach you today 12 types of organic social media post. So you might have learned some of these from me already, and they might have had they had different names, and you might be able to recognize which ones are which. And this is going to be kind of meta. If I can, let's show me the minutes in the video. It won't. Darn it. Okay, so I was going to put the minute marker here so you know which one is at what minute mark, but that's not gonna work. So I might have to do that later or just leave it as is so you know where the you know what that they are in order, where to find them. Okay, so these renaming and in an alliteration in an alliterary, if that's an adjective fashion of using the word p words comes from my own business coach AJ Amix and his partner Jonathan Heston, and they have given us these great new names on these posts that all are in line with principles of marketing and will build your audience authentically and organically. And by following this, you'll start to enjoy organic social media marketing just as another outlet for your creativity. Just like as I talk about before, and we'll keep referring to the example of Ed Sheeran going to a train station to share his music. And that is what led him to doing record deals, because that was a great display of his talent. That was a display of his frequency and energy and how he could serve others. That is what healthy organic social media marketing is. Okay, I'm also going to try to keep this video at 10 minutes. Here we go. So the first one that we're going to learn is provide value. And this one you might have learned before from me as a value added post, but you're going to provide value. So basically, going up to my tabs here, if I can find it, you are going to teach them something for for free. Like you're not making an offer of any kind. You're not asking for a value exchange. You are just straight up teaching them. And so here is an example of this. I talk about Beyonce and loving her concerts. And you can pause this and read it yourself. I just want to give you an example that I'm watching this amazing Beyonce concert at Coachella, and I describe it, the pyrotechnics and the Maya Angelou voiceover bits, like it's all the band members, the high standard of performance. And at the start of the show, during the intro to Crazy in Love, Beyonce appears at the top of the risers. She's 100% in her power as a purposeful performer as the desert crowd explodes with applause. Her expression is one of hot, untouchable focus. And then, right before she says, Coachella, you ready? She breaks character. Her badass posture loosens, if only for a second, and she even laughs a little. Her eyes scan the space, and she smiles. After working for over 2 years with 200 band members in order to forever raise the bar for Coachella concerts, she pauses and smiles. After working tirelessly to personally select each dancer, every light, the material on the steps, the height of the pyramid, the shape of the pyramid, in order to assure that every tiny detail had an intention, she pauses and smiles. And I go on to build this moment, build around this idea that she's accomplishing this mighty, amazing feat. Being the first Black woman to headline at Coachella, feeling like she'd never dance again after her high-risk pregnancy. So I say, as she was at the precipice of crushing a massive goal, she paused and smiled. And I unpack, what was she possibly smiling about? This gratitude for God, this gratitude for being powerful co-creator, this gratitude and laughter and pure joy and the honor that we get to live out of our purpose. And then I teach value of may we be like the Queen Bee and honor the holy ground that is the space between the work that we've done toward a goal and actually executing it. It's pertinent to our sustainability and it's pertinent to our effectiveness to pause, take it all in and smile. Don't worry, my fellow spiritually attuned go-getter. This practice will in no way diminish your ability to see it, want it, stunt it, yellow bone it, dream it, work it, or grind it till you own it. In fact, pausing and smiling in the space between will make you more powerful than you've ever imagined. So this is value. That was one example of value added. I'll show you another, and I'm sure you've seen these before. So that was one, of course, to my target audience of spiritually attuned go-getters. And as you can see inside my folders, I keep track of all of them, and every 2 months you can use them again. So I've dated this. Another way to do it is 4 questions that reveal which idea to chase first. So literally putting that at the top of your Instagram or Facebook. And this is interesting. I don't know why I have this post here. I don't know where the copy is. That's weird. Maybe it's at the bottom. So I unpacked 4 questions, but they're not here. That's so crazy. So crazy. Okay, but that's another way to do a value added, is straight up giving the headline and teaching those things. Let me see if I have another example. So again, just teaching. You are adding value to their life. Let me look at one more. Okay, here's one. So what they would get from you if they were to take a course or become your client of yours or read the book, you are teasing with some free content. So here's where some 3 ways marketing well is like a song, and then I unpack these general rules to follow. Both are about less is more. Both are about the human pain point. Both take people places on purpose. And then, so this was a shorter post. And again, on Instagram, you only have 2,200 characters. On Facebook, I don't know what the limit is. I've never reached it. You can do a lot more. And if it's good copy and your people know within 3 to 5 seconds of reading it, it's for them. Their curiosity is hooked in 3 to 5 seconds. And you can do that with the catchy first line, as you see here. And I'll share some other ideas later around that. They will read it, and if it's good, they will hang around till the end, knowing it's going to serve them. And if it's spaced out well, you notice on tiny phone screens, you want to do every 2 or 3 sentences, 3 sentences most, do a space. And I do vertical periods, as you can see. Okay, let's hop back over. Our next one is Polly Pocket. I'm already running out of time, man. Okay, so Polly Pocket, if you think of the toy, they're so tiny. So tiny. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you access to my own folder so you can, that'd be cool, so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so Polly Pocket. If you remember the toy Polly Pockets, these were very tiny, super tiny little toys. So Polly Pocket is under 85 characters, a nugget of wisdom that's a sentence or 2 sentences that's not quoting someone else. There is a time for that, but we want you to own your power as a trusted authority. So let me see. I saved one. I'm going to be bouncing around other people's walls. So this makes you the trusted authority. Okay, so here's an example. If you don't protect your energy, no one else will. And these can also be if you are a writer, which you most likely are if you're working with me. These can also be, I'm going to take you over to my Canva folder. These can also be quotes from your book. I know you've seen this before. This is my Canva folder where I keep all my own marketing stuff. Let me see. And I do not have talents in the visual arts, so I use templates, but I honor my brand colors. So I honor my brand colors and I keep it simple. You might most likely have more talent than I do visually. We're going way back. Okay, so I don't know what this guy does. Okay, I'm going to show you oh, whoa, that's cool. Okay, so if you look right here, this is a quote from me, and I've pictured the book, and it says owning, and actually, this is not a quote in the book. It summarizes the book. And this came up in lots of podcast interviews. This was a good sentence I found myself starting to say. Owning your power as your own sanctuary has nothing to do with taking power away from God. It has everything to do with taking the power back from others in your life. And that was implied in the book, but those exact sentences didn't come up. And then here you can see lots of them. Polly Pockets, you are untouchable to the outside chaos. Over here, they are in charge of their emotional health, and you are in charge of yours. That's cool that I got to write. That's fun. And then going back here, oh, so those guys are gonna stay there. Oh, that's annoying. Let me see if I can erase that. Undo, cool. So yeah, those are Polly Pockets. You being the trusted authority with a little quote, if you will, that speaks to your values and what you teach. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, can I make this big? I cannot. Shoot. Okay, so I just have to pause that one and go back to it. Okay, so the next one is a poll. We're gonna teach you a poll. So on a poll, this can be a question there's so many different ways to do this. So this can be, they're really effective if they're bilateral. So they can be yes or no, or true or false, or yes or no, true or false, or A or B. So those kind of gets lots of engagements. Not only does Facebook see lots of comments and engagements and show it to more people, which is amazing, but it also helps you better understand who you're serving. So I'm going to scroll down here. So here's a poll in my writers group. How often do you write? And in Facebook groups, you can add polls, and polls that are just where they can actually vote here. Another one that I did recently that would be not in line with, they don't have to be on topic of what you're doing. They can also be lifestyle based. So I'm working on doing a podcast episode soon over Weezer. And I was really curious about Rivers Cuomo's journey. So I threw a question out there. I guess this really isn't a poll, but did Weezer peak with their first album? I could have put yes or no, and got lots of engagements. Even shared in the comments why I was asking. So this is great, again, to get to know your audience and also to get engagements. And comments show more. The more comments, the more likes, the more shares, the more Facebook will show it to people. Now, it could very well be Scroll down a little bit. So my friend and business coach is looking to buy a new car. So he threw out, which one would you choose? And again, this is really important because people want to connect with you. The the modern day currency is trust and respect. We're moving out of the age of information into the age of intuition. People don't want to commit to you and your services and be served by them through a value exchange of money until they know that they can relate to you, trust you, and respect you. So that is the power of a poll. It can be on topic or off topic. I'm already way over time, aren't I? Why do I put such short time frames on myself? Okay, so a personal story is our next one. Let me see. I want to, maybe I can save this. Oh, wait, you know what a poll is. Personal journey. I'm thinking where I put that. Okay, so here's a kind of example. They want to know your hero's journey. So a personal story, and only, this is really important, only share things that that this is my opinion. You could definitely disagree. Do not share a sob story unless you have learned the lesson from it and you've come out on the other side of it. People who like and engage in sob stories often and are seeking those out usually do not commit to learning from you and being served by you with their money and their time and their emotional energy. Yeah, they're going to relate to you, but they will not, they're going to send their money to someone who's already learned the lesson from that sob story. We all go through shit. Yes. And it's most serving to people when you can be authentic and vulnerable and shared what you learn from going through the shit. So a personal story is that kind of thing. And this is one example that I have of that. So I talk about, and you can pause it and read all of this. Garrett and I met, this is my husband, met in a martial arts class. And in Hapkido, there's moves that you do even from the ground. And that the more that you fall, the more that you fail, you have to do those things to get better at Hapkido. And so why do I share this? And then I share some of my most embarrassing moments on my road to publishing 2 books and becoming a writing and marketing coach, and getting second book, getting that through to Amazon bestseller by organic social media marketing, consistently showing up at least 5 to 7 times a week on social media. So I share all of these failures of mine. And then I just end it with, whether you're just starting to create or market, the question is never if you will fail, it's when. All these kicks and punches and throws are there for you to use your own momentum. So this was a very short example of a personal story. So your hero's journey, if we're going to talk in a minute about Prison to Paradise. So diving into I might make this 2 videos because this is going really long and my computer's about to die and it's late, and I usually don't work this late, but I wanted to knock this out for you, friend. Let me think if I can. I think, yes. So another stronger example is similar to what I might have taught you already, which is a prison to paradise idea. And this personal story can be yours because most likely those who you were serving are where you were spiritually or emotionally, philosophically, potentially 5 to 7 years ago. So this is a prison to paradise type of post, and this is very similar to personal story. So it has this prison. I want to write a book, but my idea is not original at all. No one will be interested in my book. Is one of the gnawing tracks of self-doubt that the DJ of my own inner critic used to play. And then 3 points tapping into different senses. And I will hyperlink this one here so you can come back to it and explore that. Oh, where'd it go? The cascading points of why this one, why this prison, how it was affecting you negatively. And tap into senses and different parts of life. So I did that. And then there's a pivot. You are a trusted guide. You are the authority guiding the people toward their result that they desire. So then you talk about the pivot. What did you learn? How did you feel, think, or move differently? What happened? So this is what happened. I learned something from Marie Forleo, and I learned something from this book. So I share about that. And then the paradise, you just paint this beautiful picture of the specific results. And I'd invite you to pause this and read it, getting clear on the results. And then we'll talk later about adding an offer at the end. My computer's about to die. Okay, so personality is simply lifestyle. I'm gonna go over to one of my clients. So personality is your hobbies, music, style, TV shows, what you're proud of, what you're against. Yes, so this is one of my clients showing a new horse that she bought for her daughter. Awesome. And again, people want to be served by you only when they feel like they can respect you and trust you. Okay, the next video, we will go into these other 6 through 12. Okay, friend, I'll see you on the next video.